Senior lawyer Gomin Dayasiri says that the Parliamentary Select Committee cannot amend the charges presented in the impeachment motion against the Chief Justice. He said this while explaining the legal background regarding a statement made by Parliamentarian Kumar Desanayake yesterday that the Select Committee is attempting to amend the charges in the impeachment motion.
The government is now attempting to amend the charges in the impeachment motion by using its majority in the Select Committee. There is no room for this in the standing orders. The Select Committee can only look into the charges that have been presented.
An impeachment trial can be amended or a fresh charge added, provided it is done not by the Select Committee but by the one-third of the members as MPs who signed the document. My recollection is that a similar thing happened when a charge was brought against the former Chief Justice Neville Samarakon, and probably my recollection it was done before the inquiry commenced before the Select Committee, because all the charges have to be inquired, so it cannot be done at a later stage.
He also explained the Select Committee process.
Ordinarily, an inquiry of this nature should be completed within 1 month, but further time adjournments could be sought by any of the parties, and also whatever financial requirements that are necessary for such a thing would have to be approved by Parliament.
Meanwhile, a United Nations expert yesterday voiced serious concerns about reported intimidation and attacks against judges and judicial officers in Sri Lanka. The expert had warned that they might form a part of a pattern of attacks, threats, reprisals and interference in the independence of the justice system in Sri Lanka. The UN expert, Special Rapporteur on the Independence of Judges and Lawyers, Gabriela Knoll, in a statement had urged the Lankan government to take immediate and adequate measures to ensure the physical and mental integrity of members of the judiciary and to allow them to perform their professional duties without any restrictions, improper influences, pressures, threats or interferences, in line with the country's international human rights obligations. According to reports she had received, most cases of attacks had interference against the judiciary in Sri Lanka are not genuinely investigated and the perpetrators are not held to account. She adds that judges can be dismissed only on serious grounds of misconduct or incompetence after a procedure that complies with due process and fair trial guarantees and which also provides for an independent review of the decision. Knoll has also expressed her concern over the procedure of impeachment of Chief Justice Dr. Shivani Bandaranayake. In the Special Rapporteur's view, the procedure for the removal of judges of Sri Lanka's Supreme Court, set out in Article 107 of the country's constitution, allows Parliament to exercise considerable control over the judiciary and is therefore incompatible with both the principle of separation of power and Article 14 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights.